So what's up, everyone? Welcome back to part 2 of our responsive site development. This is day 4 of my 100 days of code. Let's get your IDEs open and let's get developing. Alright, everybody, so now we got our IDE open and we're at our styles.css. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, the first thing I like to do when I go into the style is reset all the margins and padding, and give me a box size and a border box. So let's go ahead and do that. So basic reset, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose everything with the asterisk and set the margins to 0 and the padding to 0, and then I'm gonna set box sizing to border box. That way our pattern is not adding on to the size of our elements, it's implementing, it's complementing the pattern, so everything stays where it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to put some styling on the body, and basically I'm just going to set the width and the height. Set the width to 100 viewport widths and a height to 100 viewport heights. And what that does is gives all the elements a basic width and height to go along with once it's all being positioned. So now I want to go ahead and work with the images. The images are really big right now, so I'm gonna set a height or width on the images to 100%, so it's always gonna be 100% of the parent body or the parent div wherever it's in. So I'm gonna go image, and I'm gonna just set the width to 100%. Okay, let's save that. Let's see what it looks like now. Alright, now we can at least see the images. Alright, next we're gonna go into the header styles. So I'm gonna give me another comment. And then I'm going to target the header. Okay, for the header, what I want to do is set the width and the height to 100%. I'm going to set it as a display flex. And I'm going to set the flex direction of the column so it won't go vertical on me. And now I'm just going to center everything. So justify content, center, and align items, center. And then I'm going to change the color to, well, I'm gonna wait for the color change. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's see what we're looking like now so far. Okay, but I don't want the height to be that far, so I'm gonna just give it a min height of 450 pixels. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so now remember we all had a deal with just for the background image right here. So we're gonna go ahead and target that and put the background image in. So header BG image, and that's gonna be URL. URL images, and then we got top JPEG. Now we're gonna go and set the background size. Set that to cover. And then background position. To center. Now we want to set the position of this element to absolute. So now it's going to take, we're going to use the available body width and height width to position it so it's covering the whole division. So now we're going to set a width of 100%. And we're going to set the height to the height of the header, which was 450 pixels. And then we're going to set a back Z index of -1. So it'll go behind the text. So let's save that. Let's see what we're looking like now. Alright, so now we just need to change the color of our text so we can see it a little bit better. Now I'm going to put a light gray on it. Color F2, F2, F2. So let's save that. Alright, so now we want to go and increase the font size for the H1 and the paragraphs. So let's go ahead and do that. So header H1. We're gonna give it a font size of 3 rem. And then we're also going to set the size of the paragraphs a little bit bigger. We're going to give it a font size of 1.3 round. And also we're going to move it over 40 pixels to the left. So margin left 40 pixels. Let's save that. Alright, so that's looking a little bit better. So now let's give the button some styling. Alright, what I want to do here is give it a padding of 15 pixels. Border radius of 15 pixels. Font size of 1.4 rand. We're going to put a border none, and we're going to set the outline to none. We're going to give it a margin top of 20 pixels. And we're going to set a background color of FF8329. And then we're going to give it a color of that light gray. F2, F2, F2. So now let's save that. Alright, so there's our header. Looking good. So now we're gonna go ahead and make another comment. Not there. And start on the main section. So we're gonna target the main. We're going to give it a width of 100% and a height of 100%. And now we're going to move on to our cards. Give it some styling. Alright, so with the cards, we're going to put a margin of 20 pixels, top and bottom, and then we're going to leave the left and right alone. So let's go ahead and do that. Margin 20 pixels, top and bottom, and the left and right is going to stay the same. Now moving over to the container for the cards. So we're gonna just on this one we're just gonna set the list style type to none. Okay, now we're gonna move over and go to the images. So with the images, we had a wrapper of cards image. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna give that a height of 500 pixels. and then we're gonna try to see if we can get our images just confirm to that size. So we're gonna target the images and make sure it has a height of 100%. So let's save that. And see what we got. There you go. That's, looks like they're all 500 pixels. Okay, so now let's continue with the styling. Okay, so now we're gonna move to the card content. So cards, oops, content, and then we're gonna just give this a height of 150 pixels and padding of 20 pixels. So height 150 pixels, and we're gonna give it some padding of 20 pixels. Now moving on to the H3 that's inside the image. We want that to be 300 pixels width. So width 300 pixels. We're gonna give it increase the font size a little bit, 1.8. We're gonna give it a margin. We're gonna bring it up 80 pixels. And auto. So they'll move it over into the center. We're gonna set a color on it. We're gonna give it a color of 2ECEF2, which is a light blue. And then we're gonna throw a text shadow on there so we can darken it up a little bit so it'll be more visible. So text shadow. And text shadow is just basically the same as the box shadow. So you can have your X and Y. I'm gonna give it 2 pixels each, and then you have your spread. I'm gonna also give it 2 pixels, and then you give it a color, RGBA 000, which is a black, and then we're just gonna put give it 3% alpha. And then we're gonna save this and see what it looks like. It did move up. So let's see what we did wrong. Okay, so we got our cards. Okay. Cards container should be cards wrapper. Oop. Cards wrapper, then we got cards item. cards image, cards content. Okay, so now let's see what we're working with. Alright, there we go. First you don't succeed, try again. Try again. Alright, so now we're looking pretty good. So let's keep going. So we got the H3. So now let's move to the card's content paragraph. Let's dial it up a little bit. Want to give it a width of 250 pixels. And we're going to increase the font size. We're going to give it 1.2 rem. And then we're going to give it a margin of 0 and auto. Let's see what that does. Alright, so looks like it did what we wanted to do. Gave it a width of 250 pixels. We increased the font size and we brought it to the middle by using margin 0 auto. Alright, looking good. Now let's carry on. Go to our about section. So in our about, we're going to target the H3, and if you remember, we had a description in the portfolio section as well that we're going to give about basically the same styling. So right here, the portfolio content, we're going to give it basically the same styling. So about H3, and then the portfolio, content paragraph, or H3 as well. We're gonna give it both the same style, and what we want to do is bring the margin top to 20 pixels. Then we increase the font size to 2 rem. Then we're gonna move the text to the center by using text align center. And next up is the about paragraph and the portfolio content paragraph. Excuse me, we're gonna give the width of 80%. We're going to give it a padding of 10% on top and bottom, and 40 pixels on the left and right. We're going to give margin bottom of 20 pixels and a margin left of 14%. pixels and 14%. And then we're going to increase the font size to 1.2 round. Okay, let's save that. And voila. It's looking pretty good, looking pretty good. We're moving right along. And now we're at the comment section. So now we want to target the comment divide. That we have right here. Okay, and then what I want to do with this is I want to give it a width of 100%, so it spans the whole length. And then we're going to give it a height of 100 pixels. Then we're going to put a background image. But with this image, I want to also put a linear gradient on here so it's a little bit darker. So linear gradient first. And then we're going to set it to go to the left, and then we're gonna give it RGBA 30% black. So it starts at 30% black, and then we want to go until it gets 70% black. And then we're going to go ahead and place the image in. And the image can be found at URL, images, and then we want to put the stickies image in there. Now we're going to set the background size to cover and background position to center. And let's save this and see what it's looking like. Alright, so let's go ahead and fix the text inside there. So comment divide H3. We want to give it a font size of 1.8 round. We want to give it a color of that light gray. And we're going to give it a padding of 20 pixels. Alright, now we can read it a little bit better. Now let's go ahead and get the comments going. For the comments, Okay, so we want to target the user comments. Okay, with the user comments, we're gonna give it a width of 100%, height of auto, we're gonna give it a margin left of 15 pixels. And we're gonna set the display to grid. And now we want to target the wrapper. Actually, we want to target the images and the comment. So user comments. I call it typo. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so now user comments image. What we want to do here is set the width to 100%. Actually, we want to target the wrapper for that. Okay, we're going to give it a width of 100%. Height of 500 pixels. Margin top. .200 pixels. Then we're gonna go ahead and go set the grid template columns to repeat to 1FR. So that's basically gonna give us 2 columns with the same distance between it. So 2 columns are like 50%. And then what we want to do is set grid template row to repeat. And we have 3 comments, so we want 3 rows. And we're going to set that 200 pixels each. Then we're going to give it a height. We already did that. Height of 500 pixels. So Now let's go ahead and get to the items. So that would be the image and the comment. So we got user comments, image, and what we want to do with this is give it 200 pixels in width, a height of 200 pixels, and a border radius of 50%, so it can be round. And now we're going to go to the user comments. Comment. We're going to target the paragraph. And then we want to give it a width of 200 pixels. Oops. And a height of 200 pixels. And a margin top of 40 pixels. So let's go ahead and save that. Whoa, not what we want to happen. Let's see what we got here. User comments. And we got the grid on there. We got the wrapper. We gave it a height of 500 pixels. Gave it a margin top. Actually, I think I see what went wrong. Let's try that. There we go. Alright, so now we gotta adjust for that. So the wrappers inside of the comments, so this is where we want the height of 500 pixels. And now I'm seeing footer is way out of whack. Okay, that one, alright, so let's see what we have here now. Footer and the contact section is way above. So let's see. We got something over here that's not going. Alright, so let's see. Let's set background color. Let's see what we got. Troubleshoot. So let's take that off. Yeah. Okay. So now, instead of the height being auto, let's try to set it to 500 pixels like that. That still didn't work. Let's see. Let's set a negative on that one. And then we're going to target the first one. And give it a margin top of 20 pixels. And see what happens now. Save that. There we go. Now, let's see if we can give it a height. We'll give it a height of 800 pixels. Start. Okay, that's too big. So let's go back to auto. Alright, now let's try 500 now. Okay. We'll just take that off and we'll just carry on with this. We're going to the contact section now. So in the contact section, we just have H3 and a paragraph. So should be pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and give it a comment of contact. And then we're going to target the contact and give it a margin top of negative 250, 0 on the right, 0 on the bottom, and then 10% on the left. Let's save that and see what it looks like now. Alright. So now let's go ahead and target the H3 and the paragraph. We want to give the H3 a size of 18 RAM, 1.8 RAM. Sorry about that. And then text align center. And then with the paragraph, we're just going to give it a font size of 1.4 RAM. And then we're going to also move it to the center. And now for the footer, we're going to give it a width of 100%. We're going to give it a height of, we'll say 200 pixels. We're going to give it a margin of 30%. On the top, 20 pixels on the right, 0 on the bottom, and 20 pixels from the left. We're going to say display flex, and we're going to justify the content to space around, and we're going to save it and see what it looks like. And bam, there we have it, folks. Web development that is mobile friendly. And on our next on the next day, our next part of this series, we're gonna go and move into our media queries and get the site set up for iPads or MacBooks or devices, and then we might have to carry it out another part for the desktop versions. Alright everyone, day 4 is officially complete, and now we have a fully ready mobile website developed and styled. And if you have any questions or concerns that need to be expanded on, please do not forget to leave me a message in the comments below. And as well, if there's any topic that you want to hear about from my channel, don't forget to leave those in the comments below also. And as usual, if you got any value out of this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up icon. And also, if you haven't done so by now, go ahead and subscribe and smash that bell icon right beside it so you'll be notified of my next video. But that'll be it for today, and tomorrow we'll be going on to media queries. Can't wait to do that with y'all. And till then, keep developing.